Well, dang, would you look at that? The Jampack Report is back. If you weren't around for the Jampack Report back in the day, this was a daily gaming news podcast. That's right, daily, that I hosted from 2018 to 2021, and it really was where the first wave of subscribers came for the YouTube channel. I was doing it live on Twitch, then I'd cut it out, put it up on YouTube, we came to live on YouTube, and then it became an edited show altogether. But no matter what version you watched, it was all very off the cuff. I'd pull up some links about some of the hottest gaming news of the last 24 hours, talk through it, share my thoughts, cut out the door, ready to rock for the day. And people really seemed to enjoy it. Over the course of the lifespan of the show, we got roughly about 40,000 listens on podcast services, and like I said, it drove thousands of subscribers here to the channel. But as time went on, my life changed, my desires for content changed, and I wanted to make a channel that was more centered around me as a person, what I wanted to talk about, and not so much around a show that I had created, so I rebranded to Jampack Sam. The Jampack Report eventually went away, and as the Xbox Series X and S were about to come out, I thought it was the greatest opportunity in the world to dive full on into Xbox, talking all about the Series X, the Series S, the new games that were coming out, the 20th anniversary, and that show was awesome. In fact, it was awesome until I wrapped it up a couple of weeks ago, because Exhibition got to a point where I was editing it so much every single Sunday, and putting so much time and effort into the production quality of it, that I think it kind of lost its luster a little bit. It lost that off-the-cuff podcast vibe that I think I got started with, and that a lot of people look for, because people just kind of want the hot takes, a quick little casual conversation. And so that's what I wanted to bring back. So Exhibition going away is still the right choice in my mind, but I can't get away from podcasting forever. I love getting behind the mic, talking through some gaming news, and sharing my thoughts along the way. So this is going to be a new version of the Jampack Report that bakes in what I learned from Exhibition, but also gets back to the roots of what I started with back in 2018. Now let's get into the details. What can you expect from the Jampack Report in 2023? And I'll tell you, it's not going to be like it was back in the day. This is not going to be a daily gaming news podcast, but it is going to be a weekly show with some special editions along the way for breaking news stories coming out of the gaming industry. We're going to talk about things like Microsoft's ABK acquisition. Let's say Nintendo and Microsoft team up to make a handheld. Whatever crazy news like that breaks that we've got to talk about, I'll do my best to put out a special episode to celebrate, talk about that, and get that out there. But on the week to week, that is going to be the bread and butter of the podcast, because I love digging back into the archives, seeing what craziness happened over the last week, and quite frankly, we are still going to be doing other videos here on the channel. I'm getting back to those creative roots. We're just vibing, having a good time, having great conversations. And I'll say a lot of the inspiration for the Jampack Report is coming from Danny Pena and the Gamertag Radio crew, because they put out shows when it makes sense. When there's an interview to put out, they'll put out an interview. When there's a feature to put out, a review to put out, some news to discuss, whatever it might be, Danny and the crew hop on the mic and they start talking about it when it makes sense, and that's exactly the kind of energy that I want to bring to the Jampack Report. Now make no mistake, we are not done experimenting here on the channel. I am going to continue making the one-off videos because those highly edited conversations are also super fun to have, but the podcast would be a nice complement to that. On top of that, the daily YouTube shorts and TikToks and Reels, those aren't going anywhere. I love making those in the mornings before work, and they have been a huge driver of growth on YouTube and on TikTok in particular. So just to recap, the Jampack Report is back on a weekly basis, the daily YouTube shorts aren't going anywhere, and one-off videos and episodes of the podcast throughout the week are still going to be coming to your feeds. More content than ever, and we're excited to make it happen. And I mean that, because 2023 has been incredibly energizing from a creative perspective. I have had tons of growth on the channel, the shorts are popping off, we're having awesome coverage of gaming news, tons of great games that have come out. We've got an awesome year ahead of us, and so much to dig into and discuss, and that is very exciting, my friends. So I appreciate you being along for the ride. Thank you, as I've worked to change things up, experiment with new content ideas, and even bring back a show from the dead, because I could not do it without you guys and the support that you bring to the channel. I love seeing the comments, love the likes, love the engagements on social media. However you connect with me, I appreciate you taking the time to connect. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, keep on playing.